back to Geek Out to say it's Friday and we're having fun. And yeah, it's Friday and we're having fun, and I'm really, really tired. It's been a long week.
You're not tired. I'm end of the school year, May teacher tired. I win. Like, there's like 9,000 memes floating around right now about that subject matter because all the teachers are about to die. I think I win.
You're wearing a Batman shirt today. So we're talking about sparkly Batman today and other DC news.
It's all the DC all the time.
So we just found out that Robert Pattinson from...
He's from
Sparkly
several
Vampire.
things. He was Cedric Diggory in the Harry Potter movies.
He
was Edward in the Twilight series.
Yes.
So I made a joke today on Facebook, and then I kind of got like chewed out for it because I was like, oh, is Batman gonna sparkle? And somebody chewed my butt out like, oh, that's not the only role he's ever had. And he doesn't sparkle in real life. He's a person and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I was trying to be funny. It was to be funny. It was like a bit, like a joke.
It's a joke. To make it funny?
Like, to make it funny. It's funny. Like, I get it that he's an actor. I didn't have a problem with Ben Affleck.
McKenna says a pox on Robert Pattinson.
I don't actually think he's going to do that poorly. I don't know that he has a lot of depth as an actor.
Stuart and I were talking about it, and he was saying, yeah, he has the jaw for it.
He does.
He has a very squarish jaw that you need.
And he has that, like, if you've seen him act, he has that kind of, like, he looks aloof, that kind of, like unapproachable, kind of pompous kind of air that I think Bruce Wayne has a lot of when I see him in other roles.
Well, that would make him a good Bruce Wayne. I don't know that it makes him a good Batman.
Well, so that always, to me, that always seems to be the problem, is that all of these actors that they choose can be one persona or the other, but never both.
I thought Michael Keaton did a great job on both.
I mean, he's Michael Keaton. He's not Batman. He's Mr. Mom. Like, I don't know.
But do you
That was our first, for us, like for our generation, that was our first kind of Batman.
Right.
And it was okay, but those movies were pretty campy.
The original is different from the other ones. The very first one was different from the other ones.
Yeah. They're still, I don't know, they're kind of camp. I love Michael Keaton, don't get me wrong. Like, I love everything Michael Keaton. I don't buy him as Batman. Mm-hmm. And maybe he was the best candidate at the time back then. I don't even remember, like, who were some other possibilities. For me personally, I bought Christian Bale as Batman. For me, out of all the Batman movies that I've seen, to me, Bale was the best.
Yeah, he was able to do Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, I thought so. I know people made fun of him because of his, like, oh, I'm Batman. And there's all of those, like, videos out there. It's like, do you have throat cancer? Oh, I don't have throat cancer. This is how I talk. So I know that people, like, make fun of him for that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. For me personally, he was the best. Like, Val Kilmer is a good Bruce Wayne.
He was a good Bruce Wayne.
George Clooney's a good Bruce Wayne. They both have that kind of, like, I have too much money thing going on about them.
I think either of them were great Batman.
They weren't great Batmans, and they weren't great Bruce Waynes. They were, like, okay as Bruce Wayne, but not great. So...
No, I thought Val Kilmer was, like, great.
As Bruce Wayne. You have a thing for Val Kilmer, though. Like, I
really like Val Kilmer.
Like, you really like all of his movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Real Genius.
And I'm like... Ugh.
Classic stuff.
I know, you love it. So I can see, like, and that's another thing. Like, I think for people, if it's an actor that you already kind of like in other stuff and you haven't typecast them, which I know then we go back to, okay, we're typecasting Robert Pattinson as Edward in Twilight.
But has he played an American role before?
He's been in a lot of stuff.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
The person that was chewing on me, they gave me, like, a list of things that he had been in. And I don't remember off the top of my head what it was.
But he was kind of forgettable as Cedric Diggory. I don't.
Well, he was young.
He was young, but I don't remember him.
I do.
I mean,
He was good. I mean,
he's forgettable.
I mean, you remember Harry like over the top of him, Daniel Radcliffe like crying because he's dead.
Yeah, but.
But you don't remember Pattinson like
right.
Right. You remember like what happened with his character, but not necessarily.
Right.
I agree. He's kind of forgettable, which is interesting because I think what's her face that was in Twilight with him, Kristen Stewart, is that her name? That she is like terrible. She's a horrible actress. Like she is very one note. So I think against her, you know, he looked pretty good compared to her. And I think too, it depends on how you took the Twilight series. Like for me, I liked the books. Yes, they were like overly sappy, goofy romance and stuff like that. But it's a book, you know, it's for fun.
Have we actually started?
What's the matter? What's going on?
I don't think we actually started yet.
Oh. Can you check and see?
No, we're not started.
Oh.
Because I was just looking at it and I can't press on the play button.
Oh, so we got to start again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you can come to me first.
Start with Vincent. Be good, Stuart.
But it's streaming on YouTube.
Hey, we're talking about Sparkly Batman. Up next on Geek Out SA. Welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun, and we had technical difficulties only because...
Shut up. We had technical difficulties.
Again.
Us.
But how do we sound?
I don't know.
Sound okay? Can you hear us? Hopefully.
I can hear you. Oh, wait, I'm sitting across the room from you.
But yeah, no, it's Friday. I'm happy.
Thank goodness.
It's been a long week.
You don't even know what a long week looks like.
You know what I've had to deal with, so it's been a long week.
I am end of the school year, May teacher tired. There's like 9,000 different memes about how tired I am in my profession.
Well,
I think I win.
I'm not talking about you though.
No, we're talking about me now. Because we're talking about me. Because you get the desk, so we're going to talk about me. So that's a trade-off. I mean, you've had a long week for somebody in the business world, I guess.
Mhm.
But like, boo-hoo.
I didn't go to school for
I know, I chose my
being a
profession.
teacher. You chose
Don't
that,
rub
yeah.
it in, okay? I'm still tired. So that's why I'm like glad to do the show on Friday nights. It's a little like rest, and I get to talk about geeky stuff. Although a lot of my students like geeky stuff. So some of this stuff I talk about with them before I even come on the show.
Yeah.
And I've had like little combos with them about stuff. So, but we didn't talk about this today because we were busy today.
So cool. And thank you for watching, McKenna. You were hanging in there while we're
Sorry,
having our technical.
McKenna.
We actually started, and I think we went through what
10 minutes of the show.
And it was like really good stuff. So hopefully we can talk about it again. But we're talking about
I thought it was. Stuart disagrees.
Sparkly Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe people don't know what sparkly Batman means, so maybe we should clarify
Robert
what.
Pattinson was in.
Sparkly Batman memes.
Yeah, we should start building our own sparkly Batman
Yeah.
memes.
So Robert Pattinson of Twilight series.
Yeah. So he was Edward in Twilight, and
Right.
if you haven't seen the Twilight series, it's a vampire werewolf kind of love story thing with humans, and the vampires in this series, they sparkle, okay, in the daylight.
In the sunlight.
Yeah, in the sunlight, they sparkle. So, they're day walkers, but they sparkle. So that, like, it's a warning to the prey or something. Look, sparkly predator, beware. I don't know. I didn't get the point. I really liked the book series because it's cheesy. It's fun. It's, like, overly romantic. It's overly teen angst. But it's fun. To me, I thought it was fun. I got a lot of grief for reading it. Like, my friends that are true readers, they were like, why did you like that? But I liked it. You watched the movies with me. You
I
didn't
watched the
hate
movies.
them.
No, I didn't hate the movies. I didn't hate the movies.
But I did get a lot of grief today because I posted on Facebook the whole sparkly Batman thing because I
Yeah.
thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny.
And then I got a lot of grief because they were like, that's not the only role he's ever played, and he doesn't sparkle in real life.
Is that how they talk?
Yeah, that's how people talk when they give me grief. I'm like, I get that he doesn't sparkle in real life. It's just funny. It's a funny connection. Like, I get that he was Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter. I get it. I get that he had other roles that I don't even remember. But to me, Edward is the most memorable, and he sparkles, and it's a running joke.
Yeah, because in Harry Potter, I don't necessarily associate him with that movie.
Well, he had a really big role.
He had a big role, but he was forgettable.
I mean, there's the scene where, like,
He's
he
not
comes
Harry.
back with Harry,
But
and
he's not
Harry's, like,
Harry.
over him trying to protect him and crying. You
But he's-
remember Harry from
but
that.
he's not Harry.
You remember Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
You don't remember Robert Pattinson.
No.
No, and he has... I don't know if this is a nice
I mean,
way to
you
say it.
didn't watch-
He has, like, a plain face.
Yeah.
Like, his face is forgettable. Like, you could see him in a crowd and not remember you saw him in a crowd. Because his face is kind of plain. He doesn't have... I don't know. He's got like a weird square forehead and stuff. So, but it's still kind of forgettable. It's kind of plain. I don't know. What do you think?
All I associate him with is the Twilight series, and I just don't really.
Yeah, Twilight series, and back in when it was shooting, he had poor hygiene. Everybody used to comment that he was stinky.
Yeah, yeah. He looks like he might be stinky, but I don't know if he has acting chops.
Right.
I mean, against Kristen Stewart, who was in Twilight with him, he looked great. But she is like so one note. Like everybody in that movie looked great. You know.
Your dom next to you could act.
Could act better than Kristen Stewart.
So,
yeah.
Stuart and I were talking about it before the show, like before we actually started.
Before?
Before, and he has the jaw for it, for Batman.
So he has a memorable jaw. Maybe not the face, but the jaw.
He has a Batman jaw.
Is a Batman jaw? Is a Batman jaw different from a Bruce Wayne jaw?
Well, it's the same jaw.
Yeah, but is it the same? Because I gotta say, from all the like previous Batman movies that they've had, all the actors that they've had before, in my opinion, have either been really good at Bruce Wayne or really good at Batman, but not really good at both.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have this persona, you have this persona, you're good at them, but not good at both personas. Like, what do you think?
McKenna says, mark the calendar. I agree with Vince.
Oh.
And Alicia says, I think he'll make a good Batman if they go with the whole emo vibe.
Well,
he's like an acrobat.
He's also aged a lot. If you look at a photo of him now compared to his Twilight
Yeah,
series,
no. He looks a lot older.
Well, and again, I think he has. For me, I know y'all were saying the Batman, but for me, I think he has the Bruce Wayne look. He has that kind of aloof, like I've been
arrogant.
Yeah, a little arrogant, like I've come from too much money, kind of like thing about him.
Come from too much money.
We don't even know what money looks like, but like Val Kilmer had that about him. George Clooney had that about him. So they were good Bruce Waynes, and I can see Pattinson being a good Bruce Wayne. My concern is, do I believe him as Batman?
Because I don't know. Well, I've never seen him act American.
I don't know that I've ever seen him act in anything action. I'm sure, I don't know. People told me some things earlier that he was in, but I can't remember them. I would have to go to IMDb and look them up and see if I ever saw him act. But apparently it's not memorable enough that I remember him acting. So that, to me, is kind of problematic. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I maybe see him more as a Batman Beyond Batman.
Oh, yeah, he'd be a good Batman Beyond.
I think that...
But I doubt that's the direction they're going to go in. Because they're going to go younger than Ben Affleck was, because Ben Affleck was I thought was taking the character towards the Batman Beyond kind of years. I thought that's where they were planning on going with Ben, because he is older and he did kind of look that part. I didn't hate Ben as Batman. I thought he did well as both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah.
For me, he wasn't the best one. Who did you like as Batman? Of all the Batmans we've had, who did you like? Don't steal mine.
Well, I'm going to have to go with my original because
I know, but everybody didn't see it earlier.
It's got to be Michael Keaton. It's got to be Michael Keaton because that's who I related first as Batman. That was our first Batman movie. Right,
because we were didn't really watch Adam West be Batman in the Batman show.
McKenna says I can almost accept him as Terry McGinnis than Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So,
for me, I love Michael Keaton. I do. I love Mr. Mom. I love Birdman. I love the one where he's at the plant making the cars and they're like all the really bad cars at the end. I don't remember the name of that movie, but
Gung Ho.
Gung Ho. That's the name of it. I love Michael Keaton, but for me, those movies, and when we were younger, yes, they were great, and I thought they were great. But now, for me, they're super camp and which I know you like super camp, but I don't know that I buy Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne or as Batman. I don't, he doesn't have that. For me, Bruce Wayne is pompous and arrogant and kind of aloof and kind of standoffish. And so for me, Michael Keaton doesn't portray that. I thought Val Kilmer did okay.
Val Kilmer was a really good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but you love Val Kilmer. He's your fave.
Yeah. Well, because of Top Secret and Real Genius and
I know you love all those.
Even
things.
Tombstone. He was amazing in Tombstone.
I don't think he's that great.
Doc Holliday.
You love him. So for me personally, Christian Bale was it. I thought that he did both.
I think he is the one actor that was able to do
because
both.
For me he has that aloof, that Bruce Wayne down where he's like, I'm gonna put up this wall and cut everybody out of my life, right? And then he has the whole Batman, he's really tough and everything, but then he talks like this, I'm Batman. And then everybody on YouTube makes fun of him and says he has throat cancer.
And it's so weird that he made such a good Batman when the first time I saw him was on American Psycho.
I think Christian Bale...
Completely different character.
I think Christian Bale is probably a crazy person in real life. I think he would cut you in a dark, alley. So I think that's why he's a good Batman, because you believe, that dude will cut me. He will use all of his little things, because Batman will cut you, okay? No lies. No playing around. Batman will cut you. I feel like that's where Batman's going to go.
And I think Ben Affleck got... He did a lot better than...
I just don't think people gave him any credit, and they were so ready to crucify him before he even started.
Yeah.
That they didn't give him any credit once he started.
Well, they didn't. No, they were like, no, I don't. He's not my Batman. But he actually
loves Batman.
He loves comics. And
yeah, I don't know why people were in arms about that. So I don't think that Batman's gonna really sparkle, although we do need to start making some memes because I think that would be really funny and more people would be mad at me. But I don't think that he's really gonna sparkle. I hope that he sparkles in his acting. I hope that we get something better. I wonder if, because I don't know, if y'all happen to know, has he acted as an American actor or as an American character? Like with an American accent?
With an American accent. Because if he can pull this off, maybe he can be a new... But he's not old enough to take on where Justice League left off. He can't.
He can't.
There's no way. He's not old enough.
They're going to go back, yeah. So I was going to ask you this question because it dawned on me just now. We started to watch the really horrible Teen Titans Go to the Movie.
Oh.
It was so bad. So
That's awesome.
we started watching it, and they were making fun of Robin because they were like, there's going to be a movie about the Batmobile and the utility belt, and there's a movie about Alfred, which there is now a movie about Alfred, actually, going to be happening. I really liked... God, what is that kid's name? Gordon Levitt. He was on Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
He was the long-haired kid, and he was in the Batman. And I thought they were going to take it forward with him because I liked that kid.
Cool.
Why did they let us down? Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a movie that we need because I think he really could have carried that character. I like him a lot. He's a good actor.
Was it John Gordon Levitt or something like that?
Gordon Levitt something. Yeah, something like that. I would watch that. I would still watch that if they could convince him to do it. If somebody would write it and put him out there. Why don't we have any? There are so many, like...
They even alluded to, what was it? No, that was Chris O'Donnell that they did the Nightwing thing.
Yeah, the Nightwing. Yeah, but there are so many people that's a character that they truly love.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, thank you. People really love Darkwing. They love Robin. They love that character. Why haven't we gotten any of that? We get Batman, we get Batman, we get Batman. We don't get enough of the secondary characters, and they have some good storylines.
Yeah.
So...
I would love to see the transition from Robin to Nightwing.
Yeah.
To see
I said
how
Darkwing. I'm a dork. That's Darkwing Duck.
Not Darkwing
You
Duck.
don't think they're going to cover that in Teen Titans?
Oh. But I want to see it in a movie. Because are they coming out with a movie? Because they have the show, right?
Who knows?
They have animated shows about Teen Titans.
No. They have the Teen Titans show. It's live action show.
Where is that?
Yeah.
I missed that.
It's on the DC thing that you have to pay for.
Oh. So it's not a CW like a bunch of the other ones that we watch.
No.
It's not fluffy and light. It's violent.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Talking about the CW, we saw the finale of The Flash.
Yeah, and it made me kind of sad. I mean, I get it. And they've built us up this whole time. And we knew, right, in the background, you knew that Eobard Thawne was doing something.
Yeah. You
knew that he was playing Nora. You knew it. You knew Barry was right. But I didn't get the connection. And I was so mad. And then somebody I saw was fussing and saying that the timeline...
But he still seemed to like her? He still
seemed
to
like her.
He cared about her.
Yeah. But I like that they had her make the choice that they have her make. Because I think that very much aligns with who her parents are. And like they they start to step out of line and they want to do what's wrong for themselves, for their selfishness, and then they come back and they go, well, not really. I really shouldn't. Like, if I'm really going to be a hero, if I'm going to be true to that, I'm not going to do that, and so I'm going to come back. So I liked that they took her in that direction. I was glad that they didn't overstep those bounds.
Right.
I'm really sad about Cisco, and I wanted to look on the internet, and I haven't looked to see.
No, he's coming back.
He is going to come back.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the last that I heard, that Cisco is coming back. He's just coming back with no powers, which you seem to really like him as Vibe, and I liked him from the beginning.
Oh, I liked him from the beginning too.
And I think he can still pull that off.
I think I'm just going to miss him having that. I liked the way they built up that struggle that he was having.
He stopped creating things when he became Vibe.
Right, he spent more time.
He spent more time like being Vibe. And,
that's true.
And I like him making stuff.
Like him being that tech nerd guy. Yeah. But like Caitlin found a way to use her talents and her medical side and to use Killer Frost. I liked that balance. So I was hoping they were going to take Cisco to a place where he found that balance as well, where he was like, okay, sometimes I'm Vibe, but sometimes I have to realize me as a person is more valuable to the team, because Caitlin has found that and realized that. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping they were going to take Cisco to that place too, so that we would see that. So I don't know, I guess maybe because growing up I always wanted to have superpowers, and so to like let go of superpowers, I feel like I'm like, who would do that, right? Like, who lets go of their superpowers? Like,
yeah, but they have technology to do the same thing that he can do.
So he can Batman, basically.
Yeah.
Like, he can make the technology.
Yeah,
because that's always a big fight, especially within people that look at the DC world, is because a lot of the DC characters are not alien, they're not superpower, they're not mutant, they're not anything. They're actually more tech-based, right? Or more money-based, like with Batman, he has gadgets and stuff. And so there's always this, well, Superman would beat Batman's butt, well, Batman would beat Superman's butt, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I think that that's an interesting twist that DC has going, that it is a lot of, like, you know, Cyborg is the tech side. Yeah. It's not like he's an alien or something. It's tech that has made him what he is. Batman is like the tech kind of makes him who he is. Arrow, it's really his skills and stuff with the bow, and the tech with the bow, and the tech with like the stuff that Felicity does and stuff in the show anyway. Yeah.
But Cisco made a suit for the Arrow.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I kind of get that. You know, now that you brought that up, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a good point that I hadn't thought about, and I usually don't agree with you. Oh, gosh, McKenna, we're both agreeing with him today.
So, Texas-style barbecue and cuisine says, good evening. Hey. Good evening. Thanks for watching.
Bring us food. Oh, just
yes. we want some barbecue. If you haven't checked out his barbecue, definitely check out his barbecue in Lytle. I'm hoping he'll be there this weekend.
Yeah. He'll let us know
up in there. But if not, you should check out his channel. Has really good barbecue.
Teaches you some good things. We've made some things from after watching his channel. So.
And we also have the new Nostalgia Podcast Network on. Says
hey, y'all.
Keaton Forever.
Keaton Forever, huh?
So
I do love Keaton. It's not that I don't, but I just don't. For me, he's not Batman.
I think he had a craziness about him that made that work.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a darker, grittier, tougher Batman. That's just me.
I think the first one was.
I want Batman to like cut you in a dark alley. That's what I wanted to do. He was okay. I love him, but he's not my Batman. He's my Michael Keaton. He's my Mr. Mom. That's my favorite movie of his. Like, all-time favorite. I've watched it like 27,000 times. Feed the baby chili. I'm sorry. I digress. I do that a lot. So we're back to the CW.
Yes, back to the CW.
Flash.
So we watched The Flash.
So you watched to the end of Arrow but kind of slept through it, so you're going to have to recap.
I'm going to have to rewatch
because you missed some really good stuff.
Yeah.
There was some good stuff. that leads to like what happens with why we're getting all of these flashbacks and stuff, and where they're going to take that for next season. So I'm an in and out Arrow watcher, and it drives Vincent nuts. Because I'll, like, watch some of Arrow, and I'm like, oh, I like that part of the storyline. This is kind of how I read books, too. I'm like, oh, I like that part of the storyline. Oh, that part of the storyline is boring me. I'll play games. I play app games. And then I'm like, and then I'll look up, and I'll be like, oh, they're kicking each other's butts? Okay, I'm going to watch that for a little while. Oh, okay, they're talking, and, you know, somebody hurt somebody's feelings or whatever. No, I'm back in my game.
Talking about ADD.
So sometimes I love the Arrow and sometimes I don't. I did like the way that they wrapped up this finale and they kind of brought some of the stuff together, and you see the two kids and where they're kind of going with that, and you see what happens to him because he's not there in the future with them. So you see what happens and why, and so Felicity's going to try to remedy that, and it's a whole thing. It's a thing, so you need to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for Vince, so Vincent and I try not to spoil these shows because a lot of y'all don't have like cable like we do. So y'all are like Netflix watchers or whatever, and you are watching it on the app like or on the CW app like later. So I don't want to ruin too much of it, but
Oh, Retro Crunch says, "Hey Colleen." Oh, and hey Vince. Hey Retro Crunch.
Thank you, Retro Crunch.
We got to get you on.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're ready to come on, and we'll talk some Retro Crunch.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, please check him out. I haven't watched any of the comic book TV shows since Smallville. You should.
You really should. The ones on the CW are spot on.
Yeah.
Like Smallville, don't get me wrong, that's our show. That's our show. You don't even know. That's our show. You don't even talk about it, okay? We don't even pretend that the actors have real lives outside of it, okay? That's our show.
But it's in the same universe as Supergirl.
Which I totes love Supergirl too, and I'm so glad that her sister knows who she is again. Because I was kind of sad about that.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad.
So Supergirl, yeah, that was... I know you had a hard time when we first started watching.
When we first started watching it, and I was afraid of... Sometimes I'm afraid of these shows with women because it feels like they're doing it just because they need their quota of women shows, and they're trying to make it seem like they're putting women in the forefront. And so sometimes I don't think that it does justice to us, and it makes us look sometimes like we're too much. Like the whole thing with Kat Grant, and she's like too much, and she's like too bossy, and she's like too bitchy. Sorry, I shouldn't say that word, but she's too, overly dramatic female who wants too much, out of the men's world and stuff. So I was having a little bit of a problem with it at first, and then I thought they're gonna bring Superman in as a crutch, and so I was worried about that. And then they went in a better direction.
Yeah.
And I was able to connect with the characters a little bit more, and they started to show some other sides.
Because this season, Superman's not on Earth.
Right. He's not there at all. The only thing I'm disappointed in, and this is an actor choice, which I struggle a lot of times with these actor choices, these casting directors, is I don't like who they picked for Lex. I love his sister Lena. I love Lena in Supergirl.
Yeah,
I just totally love her. I love Jimmy Olsen, who used to be Eggs on True Blood. I
don't know. I think this John Cryer, Ducky, or from what's his name from
he's
Two and a Half
Lex.
Men.
Uh-huh.
He's Lex, but Ducky from Pretty in Pink, and he's convincingly evil.
He is, but maybe that's why I'm having a hard time, is because when I see his face, he was on 2.5 Men for too long. And I think that gets into my head because he was so whiny and stuff on 2.5 Men. And so then for him to be Lex.
I was surprised. To me, he makes a really good
He
Lex.
was real sneaky and did some evil stuff to his sister. It's like there, but not quite there for me. I don't know how to explain it. He's like there.
Well, I think it's the 2.5 Men.
I think it's
thing.
his face.
And
if he could just change his face.
I don't think it's the face. I don't think it's the face. I think he can pull a bald head off just fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I think because I just associate his face with that character. Even though he's got the bald head and the facial hair, it's hard to get past it.
Right.
Right? And so I'm just like, please, no. You know who's great? Who is like super great and super annoying is Miss Tessmacher. Miss Tessmacher! Now, talk about something that I loved was like Christopher Reeve and Gene Hackman, that like original Superman. There will never be, even though Henry Cavill is hot, and he's a nice looking Superman, don't get me wrong. And he's pretty close to a comic book looking Superman for me. That very first Christopher Reeve movie is for me always going to be my Superman. Like just always. It always will be. And the whole Miss Tessmacher thing, and then he asks her to help. I don't know, I'm just never going to forget. Like,
I don't know. I don't like Otis.
I love Otis. Like, he's such a derp.
I don't like Otis in Supergirl.
Oh, in Supergirl. Yeah. He needs to be derpier, right?
He needs to be derpier.
He's like almost derpy, but then not quite derpy enough. Yeah. I don't know. I like Supergirl. I didn't think that I was going to, but I really liked it. And I'm really upset about Brainy. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm so upset. Like,
I was waiting for that to happen.
Like, I knew it had to happen, but I just was like, no, I don't want it to happen. And I really like Martian Manhunter, too. Does a really good job. Really excellent. Really pulls that part off.
I don't necessarily like when he went with the whole peaceful, I'm not going to do anything. Because then I was like, why are you on the show then? Why are you...
Well, again, it's trying to show us that angst, right? Of trying to follow this path, and he's trying to...
But that was too long.
It was too long. It was too long. It was too long. I agree with that. I thought that was too long, so then...
Retro Crunch says Michael Rosenbaum is the only Lex. He's a good Lex, too. He was a good Lex. He was a good young Lex.
He was a good Lex. He was a perfect Lex, yeah. It's hard to get past him. And what was that movie?
He was arrogant.
What was that movie that he was in where he, like, dresses up as a girl to, like, get into college or something?
Oh, like Sorority Girls?
Or something like that. Oh, my God. It was so hilarious to see him after seeing him as Lex and see him do that. I was like, oh, my God.
Watchmen is on HBO. Now, I haven't seen
series.
it.
We haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that. I need to take a look at that.
And now they have Ruby Rose coming out as Batwoman on the CW.
Batwoman, yeah. And we got a glimpse of her on one of the crossovers.
Yeah.
So
I personally like her. I liked her in John Wick. I liked her in Orange is the New Black, but I liked her in John Wick where she was signing and she was like kind of the assassin. I think that she can play that tough, gritty side. I've seen a lot of people giving grief about that too. And I have some friends that I know are concerned about the portrayal of the character being a lesbian because, again, it's just like being female. Is she the token lesbian superhero, or are they going to do this storyline justice?
But isn't she a lesbian in the comic books?
Well, but that doesn't mean that they're going to write it well, is what I'm saying. Like, the concern is that they write it well. And apparently Ruby Rose has had some scandals because apparently she's, like, not good at keeping her hands to herself or something like that. So she has had some scandals, so they're concerned. You're always concerned when you're kind of marginalized as who's the voice of your kind of people, basically, on TV, that people associate with you, especially when people already have negative connotations about you.
Right.
So I think some people are worried about her. And some people say she can't act. I mean, she just has to act like she's tough, and I think she can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know that I've seen her in big speaking roles.
No, she doesn't speak a lot in any of the things. She's like tough or kind of like nice looking, and that kind of like gets her. So it'll be interesting to see what she has to do when she's not in the Batwoman character.
Retro Crush says she can put her hands all over me.
I don't think she'd like that. She likes girls. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested because I do like the direction that the CW always takes with these shows. Yeah. Was Gotham CW or no?
But they've been handling, the LGBTQ on Supergirl.
Yeah, I think they do well with that with Lexi.
And then what else did they do it on?
Don't they do it on Charmed? Isn't that a CW show?
Yeah.
It's not a DC show, but it's a
It's not a
CW
DC.
show. The DC Legends of Tomorrow, that's a CW show, right? And they do that. I think they do that well. That show is campy overall in general, but I don't think that they do harm to the LGBTQ population with that show. I think that they show it like in a nice light. They, book club and they love each other and they want to try to build a home together. Just normal stuff that any of the rest of us would want to do. So I think that they do a good. I forgot about DC Legends of Tomorrow until just now, so we just saw that one too.
So funny, McKenna should mention this, is Gotham was a train wreck.
What?
I really like Gotham.
Why didn't you like Gotham? Are you kidding? I loved Gotham.
The only thing that I didn't like about Gotham is that it never crossed over to anything. But I guess it was because it's Fox.
Oh, because it was on Fox.
Yeah.
I loved Gotham. People always gave me grief about that too, but I loved Gotham. The only thing I didn't like about Gotham was there was no singing episode. What is up with that? Everything has to have a singing episode for me. You know how I feel about the singing episodes. There has to be singing and dancing.
Angel, Buffy.
Yes, I need it to be a thing. It has to be a thing. Flash has done
Flash.
it. It has to be a thing.
Arrow.
Agent Carter did it.
Agent Carter did it too.
Yeah. So, I wonder what, McKenna, you have to tell us why you didn't like Gotham. I loved Gotham. I loved the actors that they chose. I thought, talk about casting. I thought Baby Bruce was the bomb.com. That little boy was super perfect, like coming into being both Bruce Wayne and Batman. I thought, talk about an actor who pulled off both personas.
Yeah.
I thought that little boy did it.
He sprouted too.
Yeah. So you kind of got to see him like literally grow
up. And
I thought that Jim Gordon was great. The actor that played him was like spot on. For me, I thought it was fabulous.
And he kind of like did the deep voice, the scratchy voice, where you could, like they were trying to allude that that's where Batman got his voice from.
Yeah. And Alfred, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah,
he
that
was
a
awesome.
great Alfred.
He was a great Alfred. I loved the turns. Selena Kyle, like I loved them all.
Yeah,
I loved the turns.
Selena Kyle was like one of the best.
She was great.
Cat girls.
Yeah, great. I liked who they did for Penguin and Riddler. I thought they both fit it so well, played it well, showed themselves evolving into those characters. Because this Gotham was really supposed to be that evolution of, this is when they're all kind of young in this, and they're evolving into who we end up knowing them as.
Yeah.
Maybe people were disappointed with Bane and where they kind of went with Bane. But it fit
was kind
into
of
that
an afterthought.
It fit into the storyline-ish, but yeah, it was kind of an afterthought.
But there was, because there wasn't really a story that kind of like
led
him.
But I like the way that they did Velasco, and he was, becoming the Joker, and I thought it was dark. I don't know. I'm surprised, McKenna. I would be curious to see why you didn't like it.
There's a new Swamp Thing series.
Is
that on the DC
universe?
It's on the DC universe, yeah.
So
we
there's
haven't
Teen Titans, which I haven't seen on the
that.
DC universe. I guess we have to start paying for all these things. And they should give it to us for free.
Yeah, would you give it to us for
DC
free?
Universe?
We'll talk about it. We'll review it.
We'll be nice.
We
they have Teen Titans live action.
And I heard about the Swamp Thing, but I haven't seen like a trailer or anything.
Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, and there's a Stargirl coming up in 2020.
Which reminds me, with Swamp Thing, I love the original Swamp Thing movie.
Did you know?
But even back then, I didn't necessarily realize it was a DC character.
You know what I really wish that they would take Constantine off of. Oh, sorry. I'm very tired. I didn't mean to do that. I wish they would take Constantine off of DC Legends of Tomorrow and put him back on his own independent show. I really like that actor. I like that character. I would really like to see Constantine. Everybody like pounded the pavement for Lucifer, and Lucifer's on Netflix, which is heck yeah. Okay.
Which is another DC character.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Lucifer's a really good show.
Love
it's in season 4 on Netflix, so if you haven't seen season 4, it's on Netflix. Get on
Which
there,
we haven't watched the whole season yet.
No.
We're like dragging it out. Finally, for once, we're dragging something out. It won't happen. By the end of this weekend, we'll be done.
We'll be done.
Stop it, Vincent. Then we don't have anything to watch in the summer. But yeah, so...
Yeah, because then we'll start getting all the other ones, like the Marvel Disney thing and the...
Stop paying for too much stuff. Stop making us pay for too much stuff. Entertain me with less money.
Cobra Kai season 2.
Oh my God, Cobra Kai was so good. Oh my gosh. I know that's not a DC thing and we're supposed to be talking about DC, but if y'all have not seen Cobra Kai season 1 and season 2, watch them right now. Okay.
But here's the cool thing that I heard about it is that
Yes,
season 3 is supposed to be completely free.
Oh, really? They're not making enough money or what?
No, they're making
too much money.
They're making enough money to where they're making money off of
the ads.
The ads.
No, so maybe we need to talk about all of these. We can't talk about it this time. But because Jessica Alba is a hottie hot McHotterson, and now Spectrum TV has like starting to make their own shows too, like Netflix. And the first one we saw was like with Jessica Alba. We haven't watched the show, so maybe next time we're gonna have to talk about all of these like streaming services and all of the ridiculous number of possibilities of TV that we can now all watch. And how do you filter through all
says,
that?
Yes, love Cobra Kai. Now we're talking about my stuff. So yes.
CobraKaiIsTheBomb.com. And could Netflix maybe pick up Game of Thrones? I just want to throw that out there really quickly. Let's just extend it out. Let's just keep going, okay? Just let's forget some of this stuff. Not that I don't like what happened.
Alicia says we can't talk about Game of Thrones until she's here with us.
Okay. Okay, we'll wait. We'll do a Game of Thrones. That's not DC
Disney
either.
just took over Hulu.
Oh, okay, good. I don't have Hulu, so I haven't watched anything on Hulu. So
they're doing all the content for Hulu apparently.
If Disney could just buy up everything and I could just pay for Disney.
No.
No?
No.
No. All hail Disney.
Yeah, Retro Crunch says they're going with an ad-supported model for Cobra Kai.
CobraKaiIsTheBomb.com. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah,
it really is.
It really
is.
They have really good writers.
That final episode of season 2, oh my God. I knew it was coming. I did. Mm-hmm. I thought it was coming the reverse way, but I knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. And then when it came, I was like, no! I don't want to ruin it. Go watch Cobra Kai. So good.
Yes.
So good. So, okay, so I want a Robin movie. Let's get Joseph Gordon-Levitt to do a Robin movie. We need to start petitioning all this stuff. Start petitions, people. Batwoman, still not sure. Still not sure about Sparkly Batman. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how Pattinson does.
We'll see. He could surprise us.
Maybe we need to watch some more of his stuff and see if he can act. Because I thought he was in some kind of gritty crime thing or something where he was like a drug dealer or something like that. Mm-hmm. So maybe he can pull off the gritty. For me, Batman's got to be gritty, right? Am I wrong?
No, he's got to be gritty.
He's got to be gritty, right? He's got to be gritty. Yeah. I want him to be like Christian Bale. Christian Bale will hurt you.
Christian Bale, just come back as Batman.
Come back as Batman. He's probably in a mental institution somewhere. Bless his little heart. Scary.
He's a crazy method actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he is.
Didn't he, like...
For The Machinist?
The Machinist lost it, like...
It was disgusting. It was disgusting. You could see every single one of his ribs, like, with skin hanging on it. It was so gross. But, good on him for, like, loving his craft so much that he does that. But still, gross. Gross. So I don't know any more I mean, that's a lot of DC. I was bummed about Gotham. I'm bummed that McKenna didn't like Gotham because I loved Gotham. So I liked the way they wrapped it up. I was bummed that they wrapped it up, but I liked the way that they gave us just a little bit of like sneaky peeky into where the characters were going, and they kind of aged everybody well, and it was good. I have always loved The Flash. The Flash is like, for me, I think the number one CW DC show that started to kind of pull me in to the DC shows, because I didn't watch Arrow with you that much before. And then after seeing Flash, I was like, maybe I'll try the Arrow. And it's okay sometimes when I'm not on my ass.
No, Flash is gotta be
Flash
the
is
best.
it. Flash is the it.
Yeah.
I really like Ralph Dibny. There's just something about him. And all the Harrison Wells characters. Like 90. I don't know, like I love all the characters in that. Like I do. So the Flash for me, I think, is still the number one. Supergirl's good. So I think just because I like the way the CW goes with those, I'm hoping Batwoman is good.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. That's not coming out until the fall, though.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to wait for that.
Yeah.
But cool. So thanks for talking about Batman with us and DC with us, and because we're big DC people.
Yeah.
We're big everything people.
Are you calling me big? Turn the cameras off.
So thanks. So thanks for checking us out. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and
subscribe. Tell everybody to subscribe.
Yeah.
Get us up there. Let's go, people. Subscribe.
But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Stuart.
Geek out, SA. See you later.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back again. Let me tell you about some geeky events going on in San Antonio this weekend. Not too much happening, but if you are a big fan of Halloween like me and you just can't wait until October 31st, Wonderland of the Americas Mall is having their Halfway to Halloween event. So that's going to have horror-themed vendors with toys and collectibles and crafts and art. It's going to have some film showings, monster bingo, and for the littles there's going to be some trick-or-treating and a Halloween costume contest. And don't forget about those special guest artists and writers and actors that you can meet when you're there. The big one, Game of Thrones season finale. I know it's something we're all waiting for, and there are places in San Antonio that are celebrating. Pat O'Brien's is having a bar crawl, so you meet up there. There's a watch party at Breathe Lounge and at Broadway 50/50. Oh, also, if you are a pass holder for Aquatica at SeaWorld, they're having an after hours event at 5 o'clock when everybody else leaves. They're going to have a DJ and you will just get access to all those water rides. So that sounds like a great way to kick off the summer season. Oh, and if you are an art lover like I am, you can head over to Scruffy Nerd Herders and see some live painting with Ray of Boom Fantasy Art. The last time I was there, I saw some fantastic art, original art covering their walls, so you can head over there and watch it live being made. And if you are ready to get your own creative juices flowing, you can go to Painting with a Twist off Bitters and paint a portrait of Captain Marvel. So that's all that I have for you this weekend. If you want to see more details on these events, check out my Facebook page, Geek Fun SA, and you can scroll through the feed or check out the events tab to see what else is going on this weekend or during the week. Anyways, thanks so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic geekend. Bye.
Thanks, Alicia. I really appreciate that. That's some awesome stuff for Geekend. So sorry about that.
Sorry,
we got it in.
Sleepy time.
Sleepy time. We needed to wake up, but yeah, no. It's really good. It's really good. It's going to be a lot of fun, and thanks for checking us out again. See you later. Bye, guys. Now we'll go do our outro.